E aí, pessoal, beleza? Bem-vindo. Oh. Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to the second class. Sorry that I started in Portuguese. Was the habit. So let's see if everything is working fine. Give me a second here. Okay. Hey, okay, so looks like there is something going on. Hello, everybody. Okay, welcome to the second class. Sorry that I started in Portuguese. Was the habit. So today is our second class, and what we're gonna do is we will set up our application. We will initialize it, and I have a fresh installation of my Fedora here. I was using another PC. And the good thing is that we have nothing here. So we have to do all the setup, all the installation for what you need. If you are using something else like Mac or Windows, it's similar. You just need to do some Google and ask AI maybe to help you how to set up or replicate the same steps I will do here in your environment. It would be very hard for me to do the same in all environments. So just pay attention to the class and try to do the same, maybe use the same prompt I'm gonna use in your environment, because it's a nightmare. Every environment will be different. There is some variation, sometimes doesn't go as expected. So let me just check something here that look this. YouTube is showing me this, so probably I have some connection internet issue, but I hope is nothing too bad. So let's go. So the first step is I will clone our repository. If you have no idea about Git, just Google and watch a quick video in YouTube or what is Git and how to use GitHub or how to use Git. I already had in the training I gave, I have a class about Git. Of course, I'm speaking Portuguese, but you can read. All the text is in English, so just look in the material here and then you're gonna find that class. So I will copy this URL and then I'm gonna switch to my Visual Studio Code, and there is an option here to clone the repository. I'm gonna put the repository here, hit enter, and then I will save into my documents folder. And I will open that repository. And here we are. Okay, I'm gonna say that I trust it. Of course, it's my project. And here we are. Wherever we see here, do you see that README file from this page is coming from that file. So here where we're gonna do our entire code. If you have no idea what GitHub is, or Git is just a place where we can store our source code, where other engineers can collaborate. In this case, I will be the main developer initially, but the idea is that later on, anyone can just join and contribute, do some changes there. So let's go. The first thing I will do is to, in my case, I have the Copilot plugin here. So in Visual Studio Code, there is an extension that you can install, and that is the one that I installed, GitHub Copilot Chat. I pay the subscription, it's like $10 a month, and for me, I think the cost benefit is amazing. And when I log with my account, my GitHub account, this is enabled to me. And here you can choose which agent you want to use. The one I'm using and happy is this Cloud Sonnet 4.5. I know there is some other one that is good as well, but let's try this one. If it doesn't work, we're gonna switch to something else. And okay, so here is our project folder. So what we'll do is, as we are building a full stack application, we use the same repository for the front end, for the back end, and of course for the database layer. So basically it's front end and back end. Sometime when you are in a big project, they have different repository. It's an entire new team, or different teams that work in the front end and the back end, and each one has their own repository because the technology is completely different. Program language are different. In our case, it will be different as well. But what you do here is, let me check something here. And did you guys, sorry. I move my camera from here to the left side because here we're going to be doing all the typing, all the chatting will be here. So what I will do here is, let's do something like this. First, I will create a folder. Let's go here and create a new folder that I will call front end. The other folder will be called back end. And the idea is that in this folder, we will create our React application. In this other folder, we will create our ASPX.NET Core Web API application. So for this, the main goal for this training is people that is starting. However, you need to know what was covered in this training here. So if you didn't do it, go back there and at least if you don't understand Portuguese, you can follow the content. All the classes are there. You can follow the content to understand. You can do in parallel because as I'm going to be explaining stuff here, you can do some research. I will try to make in a way that you can correlate and you can pause and understand the details and see what we're doing here. So the first thing I will do is I start to give some context here. To the AI agent, because I want to make sure that we are the one giving direction. I don't want to just say, create a full application from me that has this, and that, and then you have no control about the details. And the good thing is I don't have a good memory. So, hello, Gabriel. Let me know if the sound is good, if there is something odd, the size of the layer, the source is good, the text is good. Please. So let's start by saying this. I am building a full stack application, and I am using Fedora 43 Linux. In the current project, I created a folder called front end, and I would like you to provide me the commands required to install npm React. Did I say Angular or front end? React with TypeScript in that folder. And of course, let's see, tudo okay. Okay, no worries, it's good. Use some translator, it's good for you to understand, to learn. So let's see what we're gonna get from this. So I could ask him to create the folder and everything, but just to do this. So in my case, as I'm using Fedora, the package manager is called DNF. So I can just get this guy and then I run. So let me go to my command line and I say start node and npm, okay? If by any chance you are in doubt and you go here, like you open the browser, let's go here to the browser, and you'll say something like React and quick start. Here there is some instruction how to set up, how to install, and then is more detail because depending of what environment you're gonna get the right orientation for your environment. So in this case, let's see where is installation. Here, installation. And then you may follow some instruction from here and you can find how to install in your environment. In our case, I know that this should be enough. So right now I'm installing a requirement for React. The same for Angular, for almost for everything. So I'm installing Node.js. There is some time there, so it's installed. And I can just do something like this, npm version, and maybe Node version as well, because those two guys is what we asked to install. Do you remember? This was the Node.js npm. So now let's say, I ask here, please make sure the React application is created with the recommended way. I think use Vita or Vit, something like this. Let's see what they're gonna say, because is that why you need to know? Because there is some different ways to do things. And this is the recommended way. If we go there to the React page, maybe here there is some recommendation. Do you see here called npx? And there is some recommendation to do something different. But what you can do, if you trust AI, you can say, okay, actually, what is the recommended way from Meta? Let's see. No, sorry. I want to stick with just React. There is some frameworks that is going to make our life more easy, but I don't want to use that for now. And see, then use Vite with React plus TypeScript. So let's go back here and do this. Look what they told me to do. Go to this folder and then run this command. So I will come here. I will keep this windows in a way that I can see what he told me. So go to this folder. That is the front end folder. So the good thing is like, look, is everything is in here. I could copy everything I read, but just to give this sensation, let's do one by one. So first thing I'll do is I'll navigate to that folder. I can list what is there, is an empty folder. And then I'll say, okay, now create an application. I guess with a template and using React. So let me go back there. I do this, paste, and this, run it. In my training, we already did all this. So yeah, we're gonna proceed. Maybe there are some questions to do here. Like if I want to use the rollup window, is experimental? No, I don't want that. Install with npm and start now. Yeah. Oops, sorry. And sometime, I already saw this happen many times. When you are doing some of the steps, something goes wrong and then you waste a lot of time to fix. So what happened here is we just create and we run our application, and you can navigate to this folder and we can just see our application running. Oops, sorry. I just closed. See, this is the out of the box application that has nothing. Just you can click here and you can say this and then give you some little explanation. We can edit this folder or this file to change something. This is where we're going to do our development. And if you pay attention now, inside the front end, we have our Angular application. See, there is a README file that is explaining something. If you go here, we can open preview and see the content of that file. And there is, this is the README for the project. There is the index HTML, and then there is that file that is inside of source. This is the app. For example, if you want to see something, I can come here and say like header one, welcome to my app. Oh, where is that? Well, hello. Oh, I say app Vita. Oh, não é app Vita, não. App Vita. Welcome to, and I save this. If I go back to the browser, oh, not that, this one. Okay, let me close this guy, it's messing fast. So we go here. Oh, it's just to open again. I go here and let's see where this guy is gonna be open. So, oh, come on. We see exactly the message that we put there. This is like a template, there is nothing. The application is there empty. It's up to us to build everything, is what we will do. Now that we set up our front end, we'll do something similar with the back end. So I confess I don't remember exactly all the steps I need to do. I know that I need to install the SDK for .NET, and I need to run some comments to create the backend application. So what I do now is now which commands do I need to set up a ASPX.NET Core Web API application under the folder backend. I need to install the SDK as well, the .NET SDK as well. Let's see how we're gonna get something from here. So look, it's giving me like these steps. First, let's do the installation of the .NET SDK. 9.0 is the latest version. So I go to my command prompt. I stop this guy because I don't need to be running this application right now. Just in case, I go to the main folder and I run this guy. Okay, the home folder. And I run as sudo, so I have to put my password there. Oops. I need to answer some question here. And in a project, we only need to do this once. And we create this, and then we're going to work for months and months, sometimes years, until we need to do this again. So is that why some of the steps is going to need to change, is going to be updated. The version that we create is behind already, we already upgraded. So this is where I think AI agent really shine. Is where I love it because I don't have a good memory. But instead of need to search Google and see how to do it, you can just talk. But it's very important that you at least have an idea. So you can ask for some, for example, here, I could forget to tell, oh, I want the front end with TypeScript instead of JavaScript. That's why this file is TSX. Okay, now that we did this, let's go back here, install it. And then it asks me to go to this backend folder. And then run the command to create the application. Every framework, every product, there is command that we can use to initialize it. If you are using the Visual Studio, you could visually follow some steps and create it, but this is how we do here. So we are in the backend folder, and then we're going to create it. Let's see how it was created. One thing that I didn't like here is that inside of the backend, there is a folder. Let me see if it's a folder. Yeah, it's a folder called app. So look, the application is here. Oops. But I would like this content to be directly into the backend. I don't want like to have this folder in the top without nothing. So what I'll try to do is, okay, I could delete and clone again. Let's do that. So what I do is, let me open this guy. I'll come here to my folders. Let me go here to my documents, app Vira, backend. Do you see what I'm talking about? So what I'll do is I'll delete this. So whatever I did there is wrong or is deleted. I'll come up and then I run this command. I'll try to run this command, one folder up. And instead of this, I'll say that the folder will be front end. So if you complain that the folder already exists, I just delete and run again. So let's see what happened now. The back end, up. Oh, I did something terrible here, no? Look what I did. I told them to create the front end. So that is good, it's happened. So what we have a few options. We can just delete and rerun the command. But look how bad this was. I create both projects in the same folder because I just forget to. So what I can do is, sorry for that, I'll do this. I'll get those two folders. I'll delete them. In this time, I can do all those mistakes until everything is the way that I want. I recreate the folder front end, and then I rerun. I have the history here. I can rerun that this guy, but I know that this is I need to run inside the front end. Where is it? Here. Sometimes we do a few times until you get right. Let's answer the question again. No. I don't need to install right now. Oh, yeah, let's see. So just to make sure that it's working fine. Okay, now I can just do the same test again. Of course, that change we did is not anymore because I just deleted. And I will close this guy. I will go up. And then I run that command again. However, here I will back end. So I should see in here both files or both folders with content. We have our React application here and our backend application here. We see that, let me close this guy now. And I can say, okay, how can I test the backend application? I actually run this command from the base folder. And then I tell, just to help them know what I'm doing. Oh, sorry, I run this command here. Oh, come on. Oh, something is not working fine here. Okay, I want to copy, so I will select, copy, and then paste on the base folder. Okay. Because we already tested the front-end application. Let's test the back-end to see if it's... So it's just to go there and do .NET run. I forgot about that. Like I told you, is not what I'm doing every day. So now let's go to the back-end. And then we just run .NET run, because this is a .NET application. So yeah, if everything is fine, we can just make this call, or as is a get, I can just open for the browser. If it's a get, I think it's a get. We already learned about that in the training. So let me just do this. And oh, come on, it's closing it. And let's visit that page. So this is our API that you have some websites. So probably is a post or is not. Let's see. No, we're supposed to open it. Let's see why it's not running. Oh, look, this is a thing that happened, and if you don't know, you may feel lost and waste a lot of time. The AI was telling us, oh, go to this page, but he gave me a tip here. Pay attention to what is showing here. Typically is 5,000, but in this case was not. This was 5,289. So this is the URL that I have to open. And now I have to go here and visit exactly this guy, weather forecast. And I see the result. So if I, for example, open the F12 and then go to the network tab and reload this, you see that there is a request. Let me get some space here. That this is a get. I got a 200, and this is the response. So our API is returning this. So during our training, we saw each one of those things happen. But just to recap what we did here, we just initialize our front-end application, our back-end application, and now they are running. So what I do is I keep this application running here. I open a new tab, and then I go up, and then I run the iOS. Oh, I go to the front end. See the front end. I don't remember as well, but I will say I am in this folder. I open a new terminal in this folder. How do I run the React application? Okay, it's just do npm run. So let's go back there. npm run dev mode. So now both applications are running. I have like the local version of our API, and then we have our web application running. So if I open this URL, I will see that page. So just to make sure that they can talk each other, I will ask him, could you please add a component into the React application to show the data from the web API application. Just to make sure they are both working. Let's see what it's gonna do. We have no idea, but let's see. Okay, so we need to do some change the backend to enable cores. We saw this already, explained. So it's something that if you have no idea, do a Google, or you can ask, oh, could you please explain me what cores means? And look, he created a new component here. You have to say keep, I want to keep the file. If you don't like what you see, you can just reject it. change the app TSX as well. Let's keep the change. And it found there is a bug, and then he's going to fix it. That happened as well. Maybe there is something else that he has to find as well, because it's not going to work. And let's see, I will save. And let's see, let's go back to our application. Oh, look at this, how bad thing is. I just say it is not working. And I can maybe try to go to the browser. Let's see, where is the browser with that? Okay, this guy. And let me just say it is not working. As we can see, there is some serious error here. So let's see if we're gonna fix it. This is what people sometimes complain. You are doing vibe code, you have no idea what that, oh, let's see what it's gonna do here. CD. Sometime let it do it will be because like probably those guys are still running. So let me close this. I close this. Oh, I already closed it. So let's see what it's going to do here. I say skip, and then let's run ourselves. Let's do a clean here. Let's run this guy, and let's run this one as well. What I can do is this. I can say, okay, I see this. I see this in the page. Oh, let me tell him that maybe this is the problem. This is, let's go copy. This is from the React app, from the React terminal. Sometimes it's just something very simple. This is from the back end terminal, because then it's like the compiler to know where those guys are running. So copy. Let's see if we're gonna figure out. Oh, it's just a URL that is missing. Okay, see, it's found there, and then just instead of 5,000, it's gonna do that. So let's keep the change. And now let's see if we save everything, and then we go to the page. Let's reload just in case. Okay, see, now our application, front-end application, is making a call to the back end. If you open the F12 here, we can see that. Let's just do a reload. We are making this call. We are getting this data, this request, the response from the server, and you are showing this table. So today's class is just this. It's just to make sure that we initialize our front-end application, our back-end application, and we found a way to make both applications run, and then one application talk with the other one. So the front end is the interact with the customer, is the front end, and the back end is the back end, is what all the transformation, all the data, all the logic will really happen. So give me a second. Oh, wait. Oh, did I close the live thing? Where is it? Well, I hope I didn't confuse you. Was supposed to be very simple. The only thing we need today is we create both of our, oh, something else, sorry. I say this could, one thing that I usually do, I learned in Canada because I was in Canada for many years, still very polite. But I heard that we should not be polite. Say sorry, thank you, please. Just say add the necessary entries into the .git ignore files for React and web API. The reason I ask this is because we create a lot of files, and all those components, like all those applications, a lot of files are created that are not important for us. It's just binary files. It's like files that we don't need. Whatever we need, we can just download again and reuse it. And then I'm gonna ask it to add those files to this git ignore. Do you see now? There is already a list. And then now new entries will be here to block all those unnecessary files to go to our source control. Do you see here, like these files here is kind of like code that is auto-generated, is compiled, is logged, is debugged. So I say keep it. So that means when we do our commit to the repository, those files will be just locally because they are like temporary files. So it's important because one thing to know that someone is a beginner is when they do a commit and the code has something that is not necessary. Okay, give me a second. Let me find the thing here. And now what I do is I can stop my applications. I don't have to, but just for the sake of like not having them running when you don't need. And I do the commit for the class of today. I will come here. Look, all those files were created, but all those files we needed. There is many more files like here. If you go, for example, in the front end, there is node models. Look how many files are here. But those are files from components that were downloaded from the internet. It's not files that we create or we really care. It's just necessary for our solution to run. So we don't store this in the source control because it's a waste of space. It's a waste of like resource. So is that why I ask the AI agent to add those entries here, just to exclude those files from the front end and back end application. And now I'm gonna go here to the source control and say second class or project init front and back end. And now when I do this, I say always, make sure, oh, I didn't do this. So let me do this real quick. I have to run two commands that I forgot to do before. Like I told you, I just installed this and they give the example here. So I do this guy first. I can run from any Windows, including this one here. So I say paste, and then here will be my email. And then I will get the other one that will be my name. because now Git knows what should be used as the name and the email for the user. So I can now do the commit. If I do the sync, yes. The warning here is that that is not common. I am doing a commit directly to the main branch. In a real situation, this should never happen. This commit should go to a branch, or maybe we have to create a PR that after review go to the branch. In this case, no one is gonna be in trouble if this break everything. Extension, yes, say allow, and then as myself, and then I say yes, this is good. And then I think now, let's see, if we go to our page there, let me go here and go to our appvita, appvita.com, not sure, in our reports, do you see those folders there? Like we have the front end and we have the back end. So this is what Git is used for, to store all of our source code and allow collaboration. Okay? So this was the plan for the 2-day class. I hope was not confused. Of course, it will be very hard if you have no previous experience with coding. This was aimed for people that did the previous training, so they knew about this. It's just like refreshing my memory about some details. Okay, so thank you for participating. See you later. Bye.